Okay, episode 7. Go plan with us. The future
OBLT.
forecast. Name is to be changed.
Yes. We are here to share our struggles as millennial creatives. It's already tough out there being an emerging creative and all, but it's even tougher to think that you're alone. But guess what? You're not. We're all struggling in this together.
I'm Ben.
I'm Lindy.
And I'm Alex.
And this is the BLT podcast.
Woo!
Alright. Alright guys, so you might have noticed something just a little bit different in this episode. I don't know if you have. Do you know what it is? Can you guess, Lindy?
I'm guessing, I'm taking a wild guess that the intro music has changed.
And you are correct.
Ding, 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 ding. What do I win?
Gratitude and a handshake. So that was we changed our old song, as you could see, and this was made by Justin Yang, our good friend, who is a good supporter of the podcast and means so much that he's a part of what we're doing. It literally means the world to us. So definitely check him out. His IG is Justin A. That's Justin A. You know how to spell Justin, right? Should I say it? I've never plugged anything before. But his IG is, I'm just going to spell it. His name is Justin A. So it's JUSTINAY with 5 Y's at the end. That's his IG. He's got a YouTube and SoundCloud called Zenix. That's ZENICS. Definitely check him out. He's like daddy right now.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah, that song is called Aurora. I'm so bad at plugging. What the fuck?
You were so good at it before when we were like running through it. Anyways, so for this episode, we wanted to give thanks to our supporters for listening up to episode 7.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank
If you're still staying through to episode 7.
You've made it. You've made a long way. If you've come along, you've come a long way.
You know, that's like 7 hours that you've heard our voice. Well, it's going to be 7 hours.
That's okay. That's not a day yet.
It's not a day yet, so it's not that bad. Don't be a bitch, guys.
Wow.
Just listen to the rest.
That's how millennials talk these days. Anyways, so give us a little bit of a update. What has everyone been up to?
Yes, actually, yeah, no, you're right. So this time has been really good for, I think all of us and everyone to kind of reset and kind of relook at their values and everything, right?
Yeah.
Like, at least for me, I've kind of taken on more of a trying to build my own business in a way, because I want to kind of focus more on my business, and I just want to kind of see, because before I never really focused on it. I was only getting jobs. That's all I wanted to do. All I wanted to do was kind of get jobs in the door and get that money rolling. But then I've never really thought of how to kind of build it on like a passive income kind of point of view. And that's what I've been trying to focus on lately, building more of a brand and image for myself. And I think it's doing all right. It's making good progress. I just haven't seen what other people are doing. I don't know if I'm doing it right or not. So
Right.
But yeah, what about you guys?
For me, I think taking this time to sort of invest in myself, like you said, reset.
Yeah.
And by investing, I mean just getting in touch with what I've wanted to do for a while now. And that's sort of, I think that's sort of making like videos, like vlogs.
Is Lindy going to be a YouTuber?
Not even that, but it's sort
She's
of...
going to become too good for us?
Oh, no. No, it's not like
remember
that,
us,
guys.
please.
No. But it's more of just like documenting, a day-to-day life of what it's like to be a designer, because I think you guys can agree, like the community of design, like designers and creatives, it's not really spoken a lot of. It's like, yeah, oh, great, you're a designer. But really, like, designers hustle a lot, man. And then no one knows what goes on behind the scenes. And I feel like it's sort of nice to, do something like that. Fun projects, DIYs.
Little passion projects on the side.
I think
keep creative.
Yeah. And I think one thing that I wanted to show you guys was like, just like how to rebrand, or even just how to brand.
Oh, was that a sneak peek for episode 1?
Oh, Maybe.
Episode 1 of Lindy's branding
You guys
episode.
heard it first here on the BLT podcast.
Now you're accountable.
Ooh. But yeah, so I wanted to do something like that. Rebranding is pretty important for any sort of business.
100%.
And it's even harder to brand when you're just starting out because so many options, so many like inspirations that you can take. But at the end of the day, your brand is only for you. It's not anyone else's. So it's like, it's just so hard. I've been struggling for months, like more than half a year, just trying to figure out what I want to do with my brand. So we'll take this time for me to try and get that done.
We've got another 6 months, so I think we've got a lot of time to rebrand.
It's unknown. It could be up to Christmas.
I don't like that. I don't want to spend Christmas in my room. Please.
What about you, Alex?
Yeah, I've thought about what I could do creatively.
Awesome.
I want to get into street photography, but
yeah.
it's kind of a weird time because you can't go out in the street right now. But I've been, I don't know, following a lot of street photographers, a lot of compilation pages on Instagram, watching a lot of like street photography YouTubers.
Oh yeah.
A lot of POV shoots and stuff. Yeah, just something about street photography moves me in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had ideas of maybe making my own YouTube videos if I get good enough.
Oh,
whoa, competition.
Okay.
And just
whoa.
And just there's I have an idea. I don't want to say it yet, but
okay.
It's a millennial thing. We all have ideas, but we don't want to say it yet. We all have ideas, and we're gonna make a YouTube channel.
Yeah, pretty much. But I have a plan if I will make YouTube content, basically.
Oh, that's really cool. I think, yeah, I kind of want to look into YouTube as well, but I don't know, man.
It's a saturated market.
It's so saturated.
Three-way competition.
But honestly, it's just for fun.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see it as anything because it's so saturated. All the content, honestly, is all the same. I don't know. I think you just gotta not try.
Yeah.
I feel like with an idea or something creative, you just gotta not try, and then you get something good. You get something gold out of it.
Yeah, I think the idea is to have fun with it.
Yeah, have fun.
Like, I feel like it's people go into this misconception that when I start off with a YouTube video, I have to make like this bomb ass video and get like heaps of views. That's how I'm gonna be successful. But I think for us just starting out, it's really important just to have fun and just, it's more like a documentary, like I said before, like document your life and how it's been, you know, from where you started to like the end.
Yeah, depends what you want to do, really.
Yeah.
You got to just really define who you're creating the content for. Is it for yourself, or are you looking for views and likes?
Yeah.
So that's a really important distinction when you start out. Because I want to just do it for myself.
Same.
Yeah.
So then I don't really care at the end of the day about views and shit. It's just somewhere to put it so people can see.
Then again, I'm like, I make content. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm making this for myself. And then
obviously,
right before I upload or right before I export it, I'm like,
hashtag
blast this. Like,
of course, you want to like
I know
get views from it, but if it makes you happy, then it shouldn't really matter.
Yeah, it really is. I think we're in a stage where everyone worries about what everyone thinks, and that's a pretty shitty thing. All right, not gonna lie. All of us talking bullshit that we're fucking trying to be productive with our lives, but what are we really doing?
Like
what are we doing? Animal Crossing.
Literally has taken over my life. Like,
too many hours has gone into that. It's for those who don't know what Animal Crossing is. It's pretty much like.
Have you been living under a rock?
Have you been under a rock? Is your name Patrick? But okay, honestly though, it's The Sims, but cute / Minecraft / cute. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. It's like I kind of see it as like ASMR, but for a game in a way.
It's very relaxing.
It's super relaxing. Like you dead ass just fish all day.
Yeah.
And like I have so much fun doing that.
I think it reduces like a lot of stress as well. Apart from when you're fishing like eggs right now.
Let's not talk about that, dude.
Let's not do that.
Fishing is the most stressful thing about the game though.
Really?
Yeah, because you're like, when you're fishing, right? How it works in the game is when you fish, you get the fish to like hit your bait.
Yeah.
And then when it's like a random amount of time, so it can be 3, 4, 5 times, and you have to see your bait drop, and then you press the button. If you miss it by a couple like milliseconds, you're off. You're done.
Oh, fair enough.
And if it's like a good fish, you're like, shit, I want that fish, and you get mad.
But you will never know whether it's a good fish or not because you've never caught it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just the thought of not knowing.
It's just sea bass. Come on.
Yeah,
It's just sea bass and black bass.
True.
Let's not talk about that.
But yeah, get on it. It's pretty good. That's how we've all been kind of connecting with each other.
Yeah, that's a really good thing, actually. Social distancing.
Yeah. And literally, you can't tell apart real life and virtual life anymore. It's literally like Ben the other day, he was like, oh yeah, if you're free in an hour, I'll swing by. And I had to ask, I'm like, do you mean real life or on Animal Crossing? So yeah, really, really good stuff. Back to the episode though. Back to the main thing. We wanted to talk about how we started BLT and how did we start it?
All right, what's the story? It's story time, guys. Let's
story
go.
time, drum roll. Right.
Well, let's start from 3 different perspectives.
All right.
Oh, shit. Okay.
How do we do?
I shot not going first.
I'm gonna set the tone then.
All right, go.
Don't even read it.
Set the tone. All right. One day, in a magical place in Brisbane.
Sunnybank.
You may call it Bris Vegas, if you want to be fancy. It started off in a car park, like every other conversation. It's that late night feeling when, you just want to share. It's that time of night where you're just like, I want to talk about my feelings. I'm feeling stressed out, and I'm just feeling a bit vulnerable right now. I want to talk about it. So you're sitting in a car park after having good boba, and we're talking, the 3 of us, me, Ben, Lindy, and Alex, about life. And we've never gotten to this part before, but we hit creative life, and we're like, wait, we're all creatives here. So
let me just take over there. Let me just.
I'll wait for someone to interrupt me. I was like, please.
I was like, oh, this is really setting the mood, and now I'm just like, okay.
What the fuck are you talking about?
So, we were in a car park, and we just, came to a realization that we were all creatives in our own different ways and fields, right? Because Ben did photography and videography. I did graphics design, illustration. Alex was part of the audio and engineering side. So we're like, shit. Okay, yeah, fair enough. We're all creatives. That's point 1. Point 2, we're all struggling.
We're all struggling. We never told each other that.
Yeah, never told each other that. And that's what I thought was really, I don't know how to say it. We've came to like a conclusion that it's a feeling that everyone goes through when they're starting out, or even if they're, have years and years of experience. You always feel like you're at a dead end or a stop sign, a roadblock. And then you also have, at the time I had a lot of anxiety. I couldn't sleep at night. I was like stressed out constantly. Barely got enough sleep, like maybe like 4 hours a night. And I wasn't telling anyone that, but obviously on my side, it's not the case for everyone, but it was the case when we talked about imposter syndrome and comparison.
100%. Yeah.
And I think that's when we came to a revelation that, damn,
we all feeling the same thing.
Same thing here. Then we're like, we're like, oh, if we're feeling
sorry.
Like if we're feeling like this as creatives, then there must be like a group of people who, feel the same way as well, or have some kind of, self-struggle that they feel like they're going through by themselves. But really, it's not the case. Everyone goes through it. And it's really important that we make that clear. It's okay to feel that way, but really important to know that we're all in this together.
100%. And we also felt like, we were talking about, because in the conversation, we were talking about people who are big figures in the industry who are talking about, this is how you should market yourself. This is how you should be creative. You want to set a price? This is what you fucking set the price as.
Yeah.
And I guess I felt like, and then we all connected on that, where there was a huge disconnect in terms of where the levels were. And I guess they started off their journey where we are starting off right now. They started it off 10, 15 years ago. And it's not fair to kind of give their perspective on what we should do right now, where it was a whole different time then. You know? Obviously, there's a time and place to hear this advice and hear experience from other people, but I personally think that it's not as valuable as other people think it is to get advice starting off, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. And it's hard as well when you sort of, you know, it's not to say that their advice isn't worthy or isn't valuable. Like, oh yeah, it's really, really good stuff. But then you hear those things and you're constantly like, how do I reach that level? How can I measure myself up to this, you know, like great person when I'm just at the back of, like, you know, at the starting line and they're almost at, like, you know, the finishing line.
They are at the finish line. They're done.
Yeah. But, you know, it's not to say that they don't go through things as well,
100%.
but they just have more experience to overcome it. Whereas us, we're just like, okay, we didn't even know we were feeling these things. We didn't even know this was a thing to feel as creatives until we talked about it to each other. And so that's where the niche came in. And we were like,
yep.
I see something here, guys.
And we see potential. We see growth.
And then, yeah.
The fact that we go, so sorry to interrupt.
It's fine, man. I'm used to it.
I guess going from that point, it's like, okay, we found our little niche. We found what we like doing and what we have a passion in talking about. And the fact that we released a couple episodes now, people have reached out to us and said, we're feeling the same thing. We find so much value in your podcast. And that's where we kind of saw value in ourselves and for the potential for it to grow. And what do you do when you see something that has potential to grow? Can we all say it on one?
I'm scared.
Ready? I have no idea what to say.
3, 2, 1.
Just do
Passion
it.
project. Oh, right.
Plan. The episode is planned. What the fuck?
Let's do
This
that
is not
again.
what we rehearsed.
That question wasn't in there.
I'm trying to throw some curveballs so you keep it fresh.
Oh,
keep
damn.
it fancy. All
I
right.
said passion project, but
I said just do it.
All right. So with every venture, you need a plan. And without a plan, you can't see where you're going. It's like, you know, you're going for a drive, but without a destination in mind. What's the point? You know, you don't know where you're going. You're just wasting fuel. It's not that efficient, guys. So you got to go back, go home, stay home. Don't even get your keys yet. Plan where you're going, and then you go out. Right? I don't know if that was a really shitty analogy, but whatever. I get you guys get the point. So that brings us to
goal plan with us. Finally, we're into the episode.
Yeah. Was that a bit too long?
It's fine.
Yeah. So, obviously, BLT podcast started off as a passion project, and the core mission was to, you know, spread awareness and to grow with our fellow creatives. But today, we want to sort of take a step inside of BLT and let you guys know what we have planned for the future. Now, I think we've all heard it before. There's, you know, something that we've all learned in uni, high school, education, short-term and long-term goals.
Yep, I feel like that's the most straightforward way to kind of get into it.
Yeah.
Short and long term. Where do you want to be, and where do you want to be slightly more ahead?
Slightly ahead. All right, so we've broken it down into, you know, long-term goals are where the 10-year mark is, what is at the end of this mark. And then we have 5 years, which is where we pave the road to the end game. Yeah?
Avengers
Yeah, I'm like,
music tone.
I was thinking of that as well. I was like, oh.
We're in the end game now.
No, we're in the end game. I was trying.
Please, guys.
Benedict's really strong American accent. I ain't feeling that.
Anyways. And then finally, we have the short term, which is under 12 months. So this one's pretty much short and really achievable. And you've also probably noticed us do this like backwards, because it sort of makes sense to work backwards from the end goal, right?
Yeah,
so you see the pedestal of what you want to achieve, and then you see the very beginning of where you have to start.
Yep. You want little steps. You don't want to do big, gigantic steps where you can't achieve it. It's like, I'm going to have another really shitty analogy. It's like
I thought I was the one with the shit analogies, but
we'll just take turns. It's like doing parkour, right? Like you want to work on that like little jumps first before you do that huge jump. Hey, let's just cut that. Don't worry about it.
Ben's probably seeing my expression. He's like, okay.
I see you guys disapproval, so I don't want to do it anymore.
So guys, feel free to plan along with us in this episode, whether you're, working in your home office, going on a drive, which you shouldn't be because you can get fined for that now. Just going on a drive.
Depends where you are.
Yeah, true. So you can plan with us. You can mentally list things out that you want to achieve, or better yet, grab a piece of paper if you can and sort of map it out. And yeah, sort of want to make this episode a bit interactive as you plan with us.
Yes.
Take it away, Ben. What's our long-term goals?
All right. So our long-term goals over 5 and 10 years, we want to... Okay, let's be honest here, guys. BLT, that name sucks.
It sucks.
You know it. I know it. The audience knows it. They know this shit. It has nothing to do with food. What's the point of this name? All right. So I guess the idea is that we want to rebrand the name. We want to change it. Over 5 years, 10 years, we want it's going to evolve into something bigger. As we evolve, it's going to evolve with us.
Mm-hmm.
And personally, I think from a marketing standpoint, it's not too bad to change the name.
I agree.
Yeah. As long as we create a strong, engaged audience, doesn't matter what happens. Doesn't matter where we go. Everyone's going to hopefully come for the ride.
True.
But yeah, so we're thinking of the bigger picture. We in the future we don't see the name BLT as something that we want to be marketable because it's not very relatable to what we have.
Yeah.
It's not relatable to what we're doing.
Yeah.
So it could be creative people talks.
Nice.
But
CPT.
yeah, that's, as you can see, that's still a 5-year plan, and this is our first step towards that.
Yeah. It's brainstorming names.
Yeah, but also you got to have something, for yourselves. You got to have something that keeps you going. You got to have some little motivation to keep you inspired, and sometimes it means that it's a little physical thing. And we want to start creating our own uniforms, because that's how it gets you in the zone, right?
Yeah.
Uniforms.
Yeah, it'll be cool, like a...
Do you mean merchandise?
Merchandise.
Yeah, merchandise. But Ben just said uniform because he's like hard throwback to high school days.
Yeah, sometimes a uniform keeps you in order, It keeps you in the zone. It's like having a good environment. You just want to, it puts you right in the mindset of working.
I agree.
Yeah.
And it's just like this is like a little side note tip here. Like when you're working from home, really, really good to sort of wake up as if you're getting ready for the day to head out, even if you're working from home. So like that's the idea behind, us getting like our own shirts with our little brand on it, is that when we get together and work in our, to be announced office, we have, the vibe around us. It's like, it's a good vibe. And we know that, okay, today we're going to be working on BLT. Insert future name here. So yeah, that's the idea behind it.
All right. So 10 years, where do we see ourselves? We see ourselves creating a workspace. Is this spoilers? Is someone going to take this idea?
Doesn't matter. It doesn't have our name with
Fuck it. We want to be transparent with you guys. We want to tell you what we're thinking because, it's all about community. We're not competing with each other. That's what matters. Anyway, our 10-year plan, we want to create a workspace that creatives can work together. So the idea is we hire out or own ourselves a workspace where we can just create our own events, sort our own activities for untitled future name, but let's say BLT for now.
Yeah.
And then we can all work together and just collaborate. It's just a community that we want to have for ourselves and for you guys as well.
Yeah, and I feel like the word community to us means that we get together even at a table. We talk about things together on the same level physically, literally just sit at a table. We can like critique each other's work, whatever anyone needs help on or, whatever they're struggling with. And I feel like that is more, there's a disconnect when we have community events and there's panel speakers, right?
Yeah, it's weird.
It's weird. It's nice, but it's weird. And I think that's where we wanted to head in the direction of creating a community workspace.
Community workspace for creatives, yes.
Yep.
All right, so working backwards from that, we got 5 years. Okay, so 10 years is obviously the big dream. That's where we want to be. That's the star on top of the Christmas tree. That's where we want to go. That's what we want. That's the
best analogy yet.
And then I'm just feeling an analogy right now. It doesn't matter if it's good. You just gotta say it with confidence, and people will believe you.
Ben's feeling wise.
I'm feeling hella wide.
Wise.
Wise. Fat. Anyway, 5 years. That's a step down from the 10 years, right? That's double. So we want to create that's half.
Oh, math.
That's double, half.
My favorite.
We want to create a diverse community where we can actually meet up with you guys. So we're not going to have that workspace for a very long time. We're not going to own anything. We're going to have no assets because, that's a very long way down the road. We want to create a little community first, and then just, firstly, we could just build a community with you guys online through social media presence, and even physically meet you guys after everything is clear and all good. It'd be amazing to hire out a cafe and just hang out and talk, and then do the exact same we're doing in 10 years time, but in a space
that we call our own
for a little bit.
Yeah,
for a little while.
For a little bit. Yeah, so that's the long-term goals, and I'll quickly run over the short-term goals, right, for under 12 months time. So this year, 2020, it's been rough. So we want to release 25 episodes for 2020, and that basically just gives us, an end goal. Like this year, we're going to release this many episodes.
Keep it realistic. Why is it 25, not 52 for every week in the year?
Because I'm sweating. It's a little bit more realistic time-wise, and obviously, there's people out there that can release like 2 episodes a week or something. But for us, keeping it real, we don't have that time right now. And what we want to do from it is...
We want to keep it realistic, right?
Yeah, and we don't want to burn out.
Achievable, and we don't want to be burnt out.
Yeah, we don't want to be burnt out. We want to keep this as, a passion project still, because this is still short-term goals, right? And from that, we want to aim to get like quality feedback. It's all about quality, not quantity, right? So, sorry, Ben, do tell us what happened yesterday on a bright and sunny day.
On a beautiful sunny day of yesterday. I'm not going to tell you the day. But doesn't matter. I was chilling at home, looking into iTunes, and I was looking through, what our iTunes image looks like on the BLT podcast. And then I click reviews. I'm like, oh yeah, let's see if there's anyone that's even reviewed our podcast. And what do you know? You see 5 stars.
Yellow stars filled in.
Yellow stars filled in. It's not like 5 grey stars. It's 5 yellow stars from a beautiful human named Kitty Cupcake 1. Wherever you are, you literally made my entire year. It is like the best feeling in the world to get feedback. Like unwarranted feedback. Like we didn't ask for it, honestly. It's just like you felt like you liked the podcast so much that you wanted to review it. You wanted to tell other people that it was good. And that literally warms my heart.
It's my heart's softening a little right now.
Yeah, it's a little bit gooey. But yeah, so I guess the idea is we want quality feedback, and that's an example of what we want to hear. And obviously quality feedback isn't all good. We want to get bad as well. We've mentioned this before in social media and everything, but we would love for you guys to give us some feedback in any way, bad or good. We'd love to know.
Yeah, and thank you to those of you who have given us feedback. Like, not even just to message us to give us feedback, but just to even send us a message and let us know that, you love this, you love this episode. It was so relatable, and some of you have even dropped into our message box and just asked some questions as well. And I think that's just really valuable that we have this space going on where we can communicate to each other as, just fellow creatives.
Face to face. Keep it real, Don't be like, I'm too scared to contact these people because, we're just human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still behind the screen, but just
behind
human.
the screen, but we're still struggling.
Yep. Still crying, shedding a tear.
And number 3 main point for short-term goals is that we want to build that social media presence. We want people to know that what we're doing. Because what's the point if nobody knows what we're doing? And we want to try and create a movement, but nobody knows. It's like when a tree falls in the forest, do you hear it? Does it make a sound?
Oh my God, Ben.
No. So we need my God.
It's great. It's great. Keep going. I encourage you. We're here to encourage each other. Keep going with the analogies.
No, anyway, we just like there's no point in kind of creating this movement if nobody wants to hear about it. If nobody can hear what we're trying to voice out, what's the point? Because obviously we can either keep it to ourselves, never talk to anyone about it, and grow ourselves and just be selfish. But the whole point of this whole movement is that we want everyone to know. We want to be transparent with everyone.
Yeah.
And that's the dream. And
just to reach out to as many creators as we can and let them know that, you know, not alone. You're not alone.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so have you guys thought of your individual goals? You know, as me and Ben and Alex have been talking about ours for BLT, some things might have popped into your head. So have you thought further, like what will fulfill you and what will motivate you to achieve those goals, right? And I think something that really helps is to visualize them. So if you visualize
100%.
them, good on ya. If you haven't, work on it. But yeah, the first step to planning is to actually plan, right? It doesn't matter how or when you'll achieve it. It's your personal timeline. Everyone's different. Everyone wants different things.
Mm-hmm.
But the important part is that when you actually start planning, you're laying down the foundation.
Laying down the foundation is super important to what you want to do in your future. Just literally visualizing where you want to be is a huge step. And I'm gonna do a little quote that kind of inspired me to kind of think about this whole episode. You don't try and build a wall. You don't set out to build a wall. You don't say, I'm going to build the biggest, baddest, greatest wall that's ever been built. You don't start there. You say, I'm going to lay this brick as perfectly as a brick can be laid. And you do that every single day. And soon you have a wall. And that was from my old mate, personal friend, Will Smith.
Dang, you know, Will.
Damn. Ben
I
moving up in life.
No, it's just send him a lot of messages.
So you're saying that by visualizing your goals, you're already laying the foundations of who you want to be?
Exactly. So it's not about how long it takes. You just want to try and do it as perfectly as you can. So step 1, visualizing your goal. You want to visualize it as perfectly as you can. You want to lay that brick as perfectly a brick can be laid. Correct?
How about you give us an analogy on your own, Ben?
No, this is the best analogy, and I stole it from someone else. I can't. I'm sick of it. But okay, so this goes into Debbie Millman's 10-year plan of visualizing your goal, just seeing where you want to be, being as specific as you want to go. Yeah. All right. So, Alex. So, Alex, I'm going to give you a question.
Okay.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
I see myself not working in retail, working for myself. Business-wise, I don't know if I run my own business or just am a sole trader of some sort.
Okay.
But being able to travel the world, create content, create music.
That'd be cool.
All right, I'm going to stop you right there.
Okay, Kanye.
So, I guess the idea of W. Millman's framework, your 10-year plan to a remarkable life is being really specific, right? So it's, you know, anyone can say that they want this and this and this and this, but have they personally like visualized themselves doing it in that environment, on that day, in that specific weather is the idea of the plan, right? So what Debbie Millman's framework is telling you to do is write down really, really niche like specifics of what you want to do. So you're saying, okay, you want to work sole trader? You want to be a sole trader, maybe? You want to travel the world? Yeah.
Like one day in your life in 10
one
years,
day.
Right?
Just take one day in your life 10 years from now. So it will be 2030. What's going to hit us then, hey? Yeah, so 2030, it might be what season?
Exactly 10 years from now? It'll be autumn.
Oh, like
exactly
as in like
a day in 10 years time.
Okay, yeah, you can do exact, or you can just, you know, imagine like a season that you really want to be in.
Winter.
And what are you doing right now? What are you doing on that day in winter?
I wake up.
Where did you wake up?
In my own house.
What does your house look like?
It's pretty nice. It has its own studio.
Oh.
Where's your house located?
Yeah.
I don't know, somewhere in Brisbane maybe.
Oh, in Brisbane. Okay. And is it on top of a hill? Is it in a desert? I mean, not a desert. We don't have deserts here.
Kind of do. Just hit
A
up the mid.
farm. City vibe.
Kind of midway, maybe city or suburbia.
So like Sunnybank.
Yeah. Sunny
Oh, yeah,
Bank.
sorry, man.
Yeah.
That's a good location.
Yeah. So location, right? And you've woken up. What do you do for the day?
I either start off working on music or I go out to the city to
You
shoot.
don't brush your teeth?
I get changed. I brush my teeth. I eat breakfast. I have a coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And I either start making music. Oh no, I'll probably catch up on all my subscriptions for that day. So like YouTube, any
okay.
new music.
Oh, getting real specific now.
Okay, all
Yeah.
So that's how specific we want to get, right?
If
yeah,
YouTube
check
exists.
Instagram.
Yeah.
YouTube will be around forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then from there, it's either a shooting day or a music day.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably do both in the day, but depends on what I start out with.
Yeah.
And then I work on my craft or make music or make content. And what else do I need to do?
You know, that's what you need to ask yourself, mate.
So the whole day, well, not the whole day, but most of the day is doing creative stuff.
Yeah.
So either doing music or shooting,
Yeah.
and then at night I work out.
So that's
Nice.
your ideal day. Hey.
Yeah.
So guys, the idea is that you want to envision yourself living the life that you want to live in, right? So I can be like, oh, I really want to work for a designer, like a really top-notch designer. But if I can't imagine myself living a life as like that employee or like in that job role, it's really hard to work your way there. Right. So the idea is that you can see yourself doing it and it will motivate you. It will subconsciously motivate you to take little steps to reach that goal.
Okay. So this is what we want you guys to do
Ooh.
right now.
Activity.
This is a little activity time. Back to uni. All right. I'm going to give you guys 10 seconds.
I'm traumatized already.
10 seconds. Close your eyes. We're going to be silent for a straight 10 seconds. And you guys can visualize what your future will be like potentially.
Don't close your eyes if you're driving.
Oh yeah, don't do it, please. We don't want to be responsible for something like that. But yeah, close your eyes for 10 seconds and just visualize your future. Where do you want to be? What's your house like? What work are you doing? Blah blah blah. 3, 2, 1. All right. So we hope you guys got a little taste of what your future could be like.
Yeah. And I guess in this like example, 10 seconds really isn't enough.
Mhm.
For this framework, you really need to sit down and write this shit down, guys. Grab a pen or I think the best thing to do is even just grab a pen to paper and write it down. All we have is time right now, don't we? So there's no excuse for you to be
No
like,
real
I don't.
excuse.
Yeah, no real excuse to be like, I don't have time to do this. Like, just sit down, write your life down just in that one day of what you want to do. And I think this is a really good investment. Debbie says that you can open up that letter or read that to yourself every single day.
That's cool.
Which realistically, I don't think you will, but you know,
Just
you have
remind
it-
yourself,
yeah,
right?
have it somewhere accessible around the space that you often frequent. And you know, sometimes you'll subconsciously reach out and read the letter, and then that way you'll be reminded that, you know, this is what I want in 10 years. And again, subconsciously you'll work towards it. That's the idea.
Yeah.
Mhm.
From old mate Will Smith, my friend, he what he said, I'm gonna paraphrase it, but he pretty much says, once you visualize something, there's nothing that's gonna get in your way. You're literally gonna see it, and then everything in your life is just gonna fall into place. Obviously, you need to work hard at it, but like if you have that vision in mind, everything's gonna work your way, and you're gonna get that goal. Just depending on your mindset, it really affects where you want to be.
Mindset.
Positive mindset, guys. Positive.
Yeah. So, you know, there are a lot of people who are amazing at planning, and we're not expecting everyone to be like, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it great. that's not why we're here. We've said before, like, you know, we're just starting out, you know, and it's, you know, it's advice from our veteran creatives. And although it's something that's helped us, hopefully it's going to help you too. We also understand that, you know, there are people who suck at planning, aka myself. You know, people can fully plan out like fully fleshed days, and then there's people like me who write down 3 things and still forget what I need to do. Okay, so there's always that there's always that demographic. I'm being real here, but I think what I accomplished for myself was just doing that 10-year plan. All right, I can't journal for shit. I can't bullet journal or whatever, but you know, doing that 10-year plan sort of like really helped me, and I hope it does help you guys as well. So for me, setting long-term goals is easier than short-term. I'm just a procrastinator like that, and I know we're all guilty of it. So yeah, well, hopefully it helps. If it does, if you guys are struggling with it, or even just want to talk to someone about it, like just send us a message. I think we can drop the link somewhere. Can we? No? Come on, we can just Google it. You're all come on, man. We're all millennials here. We can Google shit, right?
Okay, you might be shitty at planning, or you might be great at planning. You might be good at doing short-term goals or like long-term goals. Everyone is different. So this is very specific to your personality, I think. And depending on the personality that you have, it can give you advantages or can give you disadvantages. Are you an introvert? Do you like talking? Or do you like not talking? Do you like planning things out better, or do you like just flying in and like going balls deep? Because that shit can work for people, and other methods can work for other people, like sitting back, planning the whole thing, and then you attack, or you can just go right in. Right. So what are we going to talk about in our next episode?
Ooh, sorry.
Can you guys guess?
Take a wild guess, guys. What are we going to talk about? Alex.
Personalities and different types of people.
Wow.
So how can your personality type give you the edge?
Yep. Episode 8.
And it's going to be interactive as well. We're going to do a quiz.
Can I ask you to give us a snippet, Ben, of what personality do you think you are in just a few short words?
I think
that's enough. Okay.
All right. I'm just going to see. Episode 7. Episode 8. All right. My name is Ben.
My
name is Ben.
My name is Lindy.
And I'm Alex.
And this is the BLT podcast.
Shit, I lost that.
Thank you.
I was like, my name is Lindy.
Alright.
Oh, that was good. Hey guys, thank you for sitting through to the very end. If you really liked this episode, we will greatly appreciate a share and a follow just to keep our emerging creative community growing. Stay in touch on our Instagram as well at the BLT Podcast. And until next time, thank you.